that a lot of people read too much into Kotoko's performance at the top 4. I was just smiling at all the very reductive and dismissive takes people were having that, yes, the performances were bad. Yes, they did not compete. Yes, you did not see the breath of fresh air that the 14 players they had signed were supposed to inject into the team. But I thought it was still too early for everyone to be saying that, oh, then they are in trouble. If this is what they are taking to Africa, if this... Look, the thing about what they did in the top 4 is that there was a lot of experimentation. Even in this game yesterday, there was still a lot of experimentation because when the season starts, I don't expect Hamzata to start. Musa Hamzata, the kid who scored the first goal, he was signed on Tuesday. I did not even expect him to play.
To play this game, yeah.
He was signed on Tuesday and then thrown into the deep and all of that. So when the season starts, I don't even expect him to start, but I think he will be a big part of Kotoko's season. Although I am still not sure what it is they want to do with the centre-backs, because now they have 6, right? Yeah. 6 centre-backs. Already you do know that between Hussein Zakari or Zakaria Husseini and then the captain Samba O'Neill, the two of them have got number 1 and number 2 centre-back starting positions on lock. But it is good that you have a player as young as him. Last season did very well. I think last season was his best of the 2 years that he's played at Accra Lions. Scored a couple of goals last season, played 22 games in the league, and generally gave a good sense of, or showed a good sense of appreciation of what a centre-back ought to have. He's one of the players that I liked of the many that they signed. I'm not still in favor of signing 14 players year in, year on. One of them, we even hear, his contract has been terminated even before he plays a competitive game. I think Johnson Opon.
The drama within the Kumasi media has been lessons surrounding that deal.
So, but look, I felt it's important we tell Kotoko fans that, look, whatever you saw in the top 4 competition, it is good to be critical, yeah? But sometimes we're too dismissive of teams. The team will not become bad overnight. If this season doesn't work out, it will not be because you saw signs in the top 4. What I expect of Zito is that, look, there is too much talent in the Kotoko team to be playing the kind of football they were playing last year. And I'm prepared to die on this hill that the means do not always justify the process.
That's true.
And the end does not always justify the means. Because when I watch Kotoko play, there's too much quality in there for them to be playing the very reductive Roots 1 football that they played. And it was my pet peeve in the entire GHALCA top 4 that they kept rushing things. And there were games that I felt that if there is a clear path, if there is a well-choreographed attacking brand of football at stake that these players are used to, Kotoko definitely will play better. There is no guarantee that it takes you to winning the league, but over time, it sets you better. It makes you more competitive because then year on year, you are able to tell where each player is improving. You are able to tell which players then you need to move on, right? Because if you set targets for each player, and this is why I'm always in favor of that brand of football, because it gives clarity to a lot of things. If Kotoko play a bit more front foot football, if you hand the keys, because if you look through the team, we know who the best players are, and we know who they are supposed to be in competition with, right? Even in this period that a lot of people criticized the left back and felt that he was not playing to a certain standard, it is by his own standards that they were judging him. I think the potential in the Kotoko team, if you set the team right and get them to play, I don't think Albetamo has become bad overnight. I don't think Kwame Opoku has become overnight. Just work with the same core that you have. So the issue for me is not even the fact that they signed too many players. I'm not in agreement with it. It's just the approach and the way Zito has set this team up. It is too results first. It is, which is good. It works for him. And people will be quick to point you to...
It is the result that keeps you in the job.
People will be quick to point you to the titles that he has won. I'm just saying you can get more out of this team than the brand of football that they have shown.
They should excite you and lose.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that this team is
you want to afford to go and take a newspaper and go like
no. So I'm just saying that this team is capable of playing better. I think they have more in them than we have seen. Look, when Emmanuel Entry made the Black Star squad, there were not many people who looked at him and said he's not worth being in a national pool.
That's true.
Right.
That's very true.
When I watch Albert Amwa, he's not a striker that I think is finished because he didn't score a goal in the top 4, or Kwame Opoku, or any of the options that they have got, even for Zakaria Fusini. There's a reason even his critics are not pointing to that mistake against against Hartevok to say that, why is he in the team? I think the potential in the team is there. I think with patience, but the coaching has to be right. Look, you can win the odd top 4. You can win the odd FA Cup. But I guarantee you that if they are going by this pattern, within 2 years, you would have to change your manager because of the short-termism. The coaches are always thinking about the league or the next trophy.
They say Kotoko is a winning club, and you must always win.